Hundreds of people at this lunchtime clearing up homes devastated by a tornado which tore through a seaside town last night. Ferocious winds, whipped up to 100 miles an hour, ripped off roofs, smashed windows and felled trees in Selsey, West Sussex.
Remarkably, no one was injured, but two workmen repairing the town's beaches after the storms earlier this week had an amazing escape. One of them was sucked out of his bulldozer and only survived by clinging onto the tracks of his vehicle until the tornado passed. Wright reports from Selsey.
12 hours after the tornado hit, this coastal town is still being battered by high seas and gale-force winds. As these pictures from the ITN helicopter show, the tornado cut a swathe through the town, leaving total devastation in its wake. It passed through in just minutes. This house was literally pulled apart by the tornado. The young family inside, lucky to escape with their lives, in winds up to 200 miles an hour. Elsewhere, chimneys were blown over and roofs ripped off. Cleaning up was all many could do this morning.
It used to be like a whoosh and the whole place shook. And also, all these tiles coming down, I said, good God, the bloody roof's gone, you know. Both sides of the house caught it at once. It lasted about half an hour. Certainly, it was quite the worst storm I've seen down here.
A great crash in the roof, enormous hailstones which were landing onto the grass, and then water started coming down the electricity light pole.
The full force of the tornado hit at midnight last night. One person caught in the storm needed hospital treatment. Hundreds were evacuated from their damaged homes as emergency teams moved in to try and restore power and keep roads open. One man working on these sea defences, damaged by storms at the weekend, was literally sucked out of his lorry by the force of the wind when the tornado blew in.
Of course, as I opened the door, it threw me out the door. I had to grab hold the track and get underneath the track and hold on to the track tightly until it went over. So I thought that was it. I mean, I was on my way out.
And also counting the cost of the tornado, astronomer Patrick Moore, whose Selsey Observatory was destroyed.
I wasn't here, I was 500 yards away at the time. We got back and I was afraid I was a fat roof and I was afraid that would come off. I think I'm rather lucky in a way because had it hit the house, the entire thing might have caved in.
This is the second time in less than a week that the village of Selsey has taken a battering from the elements. The winds here are still incredibly strong, and as the clear-up goes on, the very real fear among people here is that this high tide will do even more damage. Wright, ITN, Selsey, West Sussex.
Well, our South of England correspondent Adrian Britton is in Selsey now. Adrian, still obviously extremely windy there.
Yes, it is, Julia. In fact, I'm on the tip of Selsey at the moment where the tornado came crashing in the early hours this morning. In fact, I'm in the front garden of a house in Old Coast Guard Lane, and you can see now that this house was the first to be hit. At midnight last night, this house had a side wall. No longer. If you take a look from our other camera, you can see that this used to be the spare room. Now, just imagine being in that bedroom in the middle of the night when this tornado came crashing in and then looking up and you suddenly haven't got a wall again. Well, the person who was asleep in that bedroom, hiding under a duvet, is Jeremy Wearn. Jeremy, in a word, it must have been petrifying.
It was horrendous. I wouldn't want to go through it again. It was so noisy. It was just so bad.
Just describe for me, when you were asleep in that bed, when did you first know that it was a tornado?
It was the first thing that I knew was the noise of whatever it was hitting the window. I would imagine hailstones, and I just instinctively knew that the window was going to come in. Put my head under the covers and just cowered and waited till the smash happened. Put my head up and the wall was no longer there. And basically from then onwards I just got out as fast as I can. And luckily my neighbour, Paul Hood, managed to come down and find me in a dazed state. So yeah, from there onwards it was a case of getting out.
Now, fortunately, your wife and your daughter weren't in the house at the time.
Very fortunately, yes. My wife was up in Haywards Heath attending a seminar, and my daughter is skiing in France, luckily. So.
Now, how is it going to be put right? I mean, it looks like colossal damage.
It is, yes. I mean, and they're talking about, at the moment, purely just battening it up and tarpauling it, scaffolding it.
You can't put any covers on the windows at the moment, can you? It's too dangerous.
They've managed to do all of them except for the one that smashed. Now, they're worried that the wind would come around the side and just rip out the rest of it. So they've left that one open so the wind can go straight through. But, yeah, we're looking at a major operation by the looks of it, yeah.
Jeremy, thank goodness it wasn't any worse, at least you're safe. And in fact, with the high tide coming in at 7 o'clock tonight, they're very worried that will bring even stronger winds and will cause damage to even those houses that are damaged already.
Terrifying prospect. Thanks very much indeed, Adrian.